Hey guys, we're here to talk to you today about the effects of hydration on your performance. We're happy to be here at the high school to talk to all the athletes. Today we're going to cover the effects of dehydration on your performance. We're going to talk about techniques and ways to stay hydrated and maintain that hydration, also the benefits of being hydrated. First, we're going to cover the effects of dehydration and what dehydration exactly is. In exercise science, we use a systems approach, which lets us evaluate each system of the body, put them together, and see how they work in order to make us functional and able to exercise. In the systems approach, you'll cover systems such as muscular, skeletal, nervous, so on and so forth, all the way through. There are 9 systems in total. Hypohydration and dehydration are synonymous terms. They mean the same thing. It's where you're not consuming enough fluids, specifically water, to maintain homeostasis, where your body is able to maintain its internal functions and regulate itself. Dehydration is not an overnight process. It is a build-up of events where if you have a vigorous practice or bout of exercise, you don't properly hydrate post-exercise. You sweat, of course, during the bout of exercise. You consume fluids that tend to dehydrate you, such as caffeine or alcohol, and all these things will build up to create what is dehydration. Some signs and symptoms of mild dehydration are just dry mouth. You'll notice that you're urinating less frequently and it'll be of a darker color. You will probably have a headache. In more severe cases, you'll be lightheaded. The mention of urine will be more severe, where you may not be urinating at all, or it'll be of very little amount and a very dark color. It can be severe as even passing out or death. So you definitely want to stay on top of your signs and symptoms. Even when you see a few, make sure you get hydrated. We can all relate as a room full of athletes to dehydration, where if you've experienced a cramp, it can be in fact due to dehydration, where you'll have to sit out of play, have it stretched out, or simply wait for it to subside. That is your relation to what dehydration can be in a very mild sense. Some stats, according to Ronald Mahan, his investigation of the association between hydration and exercise performance, an upwards of 5 to 10% loss of body water content will cause significant decreases in endurance, skill activities, power, and strength, which includes all the sports we have here in this room, be it soccer, football, volleyball, golf, all the way across the board. So I hope you've learned a lot about dehydration, its effects, and how you can avoid it by knowing the signs and symptoms. Next, we're going to cover the techniques and ways to properly hydrate as an athlete.
Staying hydrated is really important for our athletes. Water is essential for good health. Our bodies depend on water for survival. Every cell, tissue, organ in our body depends on water to function correctly. We lose water every day by going to the bathroom, sweating during exercise, and more. This is why staying hydrated is very important. Hydration is beneficial to exercise and performance in athletes. Athletes need to make sure they stay hydrated. Some medical professionals recommend drinking 16 ounces every 1 hour before exercise, 4 to 8 ounces every 15 minutes during exercise, and 16 ounces after exercise. Some tips to include about staying hydrated are keeping a water bottle handy and to drink before and after exercise. Now we're going to talk about the benefits of hydration and the effects on performance.
There's a couple things to think about for benefits of being hydrated. One of the first ones is electrolytes. You want to keep them balanced. If you don't have electrolytes balanced, it lead to delaying the core of your temperature in your body. Delaying the core temperature of your body, it's basically the same thing as keeping your electrolyte balance. When your body's not at the same temperature, it disrupts a lot of the normal functions, which can damage your athletic ability. And the last thing is proper hydration obviously equals good muscle functioning. When you're hydrated, your body's ready to move, you're not depleted of nutrients, and you're good to go for any athletic performance. The last thing we're going to talk about is PAA. you do your THR formula, and you have an upper and a lower. Obviously, your upper, if you're working out, you want to stay towards the higher side, but you also want to stay hydrated. When you stay hydrated, it allows you to function at a higher level without getting depleted. Obviously, when you're like lifting weights, you're not going to have as high of a PAA. And my upper was about 180, 182, and my lower is about 132. I play football here at Towson, and we practice a lot, we run a lot. Basically, what happens in practice is I keep my heart rate up pretty much the whole time. I'm probably around 175 when I'm working out for the most part. The only difference would be when I lift weights, your heart rate's not up as high. It's just quick fiber muscle twitch. So when you hit the weights, you're really not getting as high of a high up in your heart rate.